What's going on, everybody? So I want to let you guys know about a really rare 1993 Guns N' Roses footage from their concerts in New Zealand, more specifically Auckland. So somebody was nice enough to upload basically spliced news footage of them playing Auckland, New Zealand back in 1993, in February of 93. So there's some interviews, there's some footage of the band even arriving in New Zealand that I'd never seen before. So you see a little glimpse of Axl, you see Slash, you see the band, their band's crew setting up the stage. And then there's also a news story, I guess, back in New Zealand, back in '93, where there was a company trying to basically sell knockoff Guns N' Roses merchandise illegally, and then I guess they got hit with some lawsuit, and it was a whole controversy when Guns started coming to New Zealand because none of that money that was going to pay for those T-shirts actually went to the band. And apparently there's also a news story about the hotel where Guns was staying at. Apparently when Guns came to New Zealand, everything was top secret. They arrived in the middle of the night. They didn't sign autographs. Even though fans were waiting for them, they didn't really get close to the band. They just got a glimpse of them. And then the hotel they were staying at wouldn't even acknowledge if the band's entourage and the crew members were actually staying there. And then also there's an interview with Matt Sorum as well from 1993. Apparently he did a press conference, and he talked about the band's, bad boy kind of image. They talked about the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, or as he referred to it as safe sex, no drugs, and rock and roll. And he also admitted he had a hangover from the night before. And there's also some pro shot footage as well from Guns' Auckland gig. They show, I think Skid Row opened for them. So apparently it was a pretty rowdy crowd, and security was really tight. So there were some arrests made, and I think there was also some pro shot footage of Axl and the rest of Guns N' Roses playing Live and Let Die, which I hadn't seen before either. So you get a little glimpse of that concert. It seemed like it was a pretty good show. There's also some other footage from their tour around Australia and New Zealand as well. It's on a separate video, but I've linked to it down below. And then there's also this press conference that Duff and Slash did on an Australian show. Which I've also linked to as well, so you guys can go check that out. So I always love finding this kind of rare user illusion kind of footage. To me, it's a gold mine, especially 1993. This was like the time of the band where, this was the tail end of this leg of the tour where they had the backup singers and the horn players. After these shows and in the ones in Japan, they returned to the US and then Europe, and they were a much stripped down version of the band, or as it's known as the Skin and Bones tour. And what's interesting is, if you guys have read Slash's book, the Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion tour was supposed to end in the South Pacific. They weren't going to be coming back to the States originally and going to Europe in the summer of 1993. That wasn't originally part of the plan. But according to Slash's book, the band had made no money from touring because they kept showing up late to concerts. They were paying fines. There was all these lawsuits. And they had gotten a really attractive offer to play Europe in the spring. And also some attractive offers to play places they'd never played before, including, Turkey, Israel, Greece. So the band jumped on it, and everybody wanted to keep touring. And Axl was open to it, so that's why they toured as long as they did in 1993. So go check out the videos, guys. Let me know your thoughts. And did one of you guys go to these New Zealand shows or Australia shows? Let me know. And as always, guys, make sure you subscribe for the latest Guns N' Roses news. Take care.